What if I told you the dazzling colors of the Great Barrier Reef aren't just for show? They're a complex survival language, and some corals are actually screaming for help in neon. Picture this. You're floating above the world's largest living structure. Below you, a kaleidoscope of color so intense it seems impossible. Electric blue, fiery orange, deep violet, every hue imaginable dances across the coral gardens. For centuries, we saw this spectacle as pure, silent beauty, but we were wrong. These colors are anything but silent. They're a vibrant, urgent conversation, a conversation about life, death, and survival in a changing world. To understand the reef is to learn its color-coded language, and what it's telling us right now is both miraculous and alarming. Let's dive beneath the surface. The first thing to shatter is the simplest assumption. That coral is naturally colorful rock. It's not rock at all. Coral is an animal, a soft, tentacled polyp that builds a hard limestone skeleton for protection. And for most of its life, that polyp is actually transparent. So where do all those brilliant colors come from? The answer lies in one of the most intimate partnerships in nature. Inside the tissues of most healthy corals live millions of microscopic algae called zooxanthellae. These algae are the coral's solar panels, its chefs, and its lifeblood. Through photosynthesis, they convert sunlight into sugars, providing over 90% of the coral's energy. And these tiny algae, they are not transparent. They are pigmented. They contain chlorophyll for green and a suite of other pigments that create yellows, browns, and golds. This is the reef's base palette, the color of a healthy, well-fed partnership. But that's just the beginning. The coral animal itself also produces its own fluorescent and chromoprotein pigments. Think of these as the coral's personal sunscreen and light management system. In the shallow, sun-drenched waters, intense sunlight can actually damage the delicate algal partners. So the coral produces protective pigments that absorb harmful UV light and re-emit it as safer, gentler wavelengths of light, often as that stunning electric blue or green glow you see in photos. It's a natural, living sunscreen. Some scientists believe these fluorescent pigments might also help optimize light for the algae in deeper, darker waters, like a biological light bulb extending the photosynthetic day. So in a healthy reef, color is a sign of a thriving, balanced relationship. But this is where the story takes a turn, because this delicate balance is incredibly fragile. When a coral becomes stressed, most commonly by a sustained increase in water temperature, the relationship shatters. The stressed coral polyp will expel its colorful algal partners. It's a catastrophic breakup. Without the algae, the coral loses its primary food source and its main source of color. The animal's own white limestone skeleton becomes visible through its now transparent tissue. This is the ghostly white phenomenon we know as coral bleaching. A bleached coral isn't dead, yet it's starving and desperately vulnerable. But here's the twist that changed everything for marine biologists. Sometimes, in the days and weeks following a bleaching event, a strange thing happens. Instead of turning bone white, some corals explode into a riot of spectacular, almost unnatural color. Vivid pinks, intense blues, and dazzling neon yellows. For a long time, this was a mystery. Was this a last, beautiful gasp before death? The truth is far more fascinating. This colorful bleaching is not a surrender. It's a fight for survival. It appears to be a last-ditch protective response. The theory is that without the algae's protective pigments, the coral animal ramps up production of its own colorful sunscreen pigments to defend its remaining tissue from solar radiation. It's literally trying to protect itself long enough for conditions to improve and for its algal partners to return. In other cases, the bright colors might be a cry for help, a chemical signal to attract the specific types of algae that are most tolerant to heat, essentially sending up a flare for the right partner to come back and save it. This colorful phase is a critical window. If the water cools quickly, the coral can recruit new, resilient algae and recover, its vibrant emergency colors slowly fading back to the stable hues of health. If the stress continues, the color will fade to white, and the coral will eventually die, its skeleton soon overgrown by dull green or brown algae. This is the silent drama playing out across the Great Barrier Reef right now. The colors are a real-time health monitor. A reef flashing with neon is a reef in trauma, fighting for its life. A reef with steady, earthy tones is a reef in stable health. And a reef of stark, endless white is a reef in mourning. Understanding this language is our key to helping. Scientists now use hyperspectral imaging, essentially reading the reef's color signature from satellites and aircraft to monitor coral health on a massive scale. They can identify stressed corals long before they bleach white, allowing for more targeted conservation efforts. The story of the reef's color is the story of a perfect, ancient symbiosis, and the immense pressure it now faces. It's a visual language of partnership, a flare of desperation, and a barometer for the health of our planet's oceans. What's the most incredible natural color phenomenon you've ever witnessed? Share your story in the comments below. We might just feature it in a future Wonder Explorer video.